All right. Welcome everyone. My name is Chao, senior psychology student of JA. And today we're going to talk about desirability bias and its effect on trust or whether focus. So before I begin, there's something that I have been pondering the other day. You see, I wish to have a picnic at a Gasworth Park, and it would be nice if I had a sunny day to do that. However, the weather forecast tells me that I'm sorry, mate, it's going to rain a lot. And I was like, no, you are lying, you are a liar, it cannot rain. And after that, I was thinking, wait, am I being rational or am I biased? And I did some research and I find that, well, there is something that can affect me in this kind of situation, and it is called desirability bias. It is a cognitive bias that is studied when people are having a desire and the desires in the future with uncertainty. Desirability bias have two effects. First is on trust. People tend to trust more on the desirable information, which means if the source of information tells you something that you want to know, you will tend to trust it more. And the second effect is the probability of happening. People tend to regard the things that they want to happen as more likely to happen. A prime example of this is lottery. Even though we all know that the chance of winning lottery is really tiny, but every time we buy it, we think that I'm going to win this one. And you're not just saying, you actually think you're going to win according to desirability bias. So what I want to see is that whether desirability bias is studied in weather forecasts, because first of all, we have a general distrust in weather forecasts, and second, weather forecasts, they are handling a future situation that involves a certain amount of uncertainty. We don't know what the weather will be. It's just a prediction of what it might be. So I think desirability bias might play a second role in weather forecasts. And I will look at the trust and the probability of happening. And also interested in looking at if there's a carryover effect. So can desirability bias lower your baseline trust level? As in this case, for D1, D2 baseline, you have this level of trust, and after the forecast predicts something you don't want to know, or you don't like, your trust rating will die, and after that, it never recovers back to the baseline level. Furthermore, I want to see whether forecast format has some role or interaction in this very interpointed variables. I'm going to explain what whether forecast format means. It's divided into two, probabilistic format and deterministic format. You probably have seen both of them. Probabilistic format will include a numerical percentage chance of whether the weather will be, while deterministic forecast will just tell you what the weather would be instead of giving you a number of probability. Previous research found that people regard their desired events as more likely to happen despite the odds. And also, people will express more trust in probabilistic forecasts. And last but not least, do they know that they are affected by desirability bias? Previous studies are kind of mixed. Some say most of them do, some say most of them don't. Alright, here's my design. This is a computer-based test conducted at a computer lab on UW, and all participants will finish the test within 30 minutes in one session. I'm going to expose them to 5 hypothetical weather forecasts for 5 continuous days, and I'm showing them consecutively. And right before day 3, I will call it trial 3, I will introduce an event to them, telling them that this event is going to happen on day 3, and this event will either induce a snow preferable or snow unpreferable sentiment in there. And each participant was exposed to only one condition, and they will complete all 5 trials without knowing what the actual condition would be. And after all 5 trials, I will tell them whether it's they just didn't know during the trials. And the implemented variables or the stuff that I manipulated are first, whether the snow is wanted or not. Second, we focus on day 3, the day that the event matters. If it is heavy snow or no snow. And last, whether the forecast format is deterministic or probabilistic. And determining dependent variables, or the stuff that are measured, are the trust ratings on each day, and the participant's own estimation of probability of snow on each day, and they are measured on a scale from 0 to 100 on Slider, which looks like this. You can drag it with the mouse. And here are the events. Two events will establish whether the snow is wanted or not. First is a job interview. I will tell them that you are going for a job interview by far away. If it snows really heavy, you're not going to go there because there will be a massive traffic jam. And second is a snow party. Yes, that's a possibility, I think. Of course, you will need snow to have a snow party. So in this case, snow is wanted. And results, we have 297 participants recruited from the online research program. They're all Psych 101 students, 159 female and 138 male. The mean age is 19.36, your typical Psych 101 demographics. First, we have observed, or I have observed, desirability bias on these three. As you can see here, when the forecast is in line with their preference, this bar and this bar, or they will express more trust on the weather forecast. While when the forecasts are not in line with their preference, like this bar and this bar, they express less trust on the forecasts. Also, the effect on the probability of happening was also observed. As you can see, overall, the bars on the left are much lower than the right, which means when the snow is wanted, they tend to inflate their own estimation of probability of snow. And while snow is unwanted, they will decrease such probability estimation. And overall, the orange bar is higher than the blue bar. That means they will take the weather forecast into account because the orange bar predicts that snow is going to happen. And overall, those are the comparison between different days. I converted day 1 and day 4 and 5. Or day 1 and 2 and day 4 and 5 into one data point, and then compare their within subject scores. I find that on day 1, day 2, and day 4 and day 5, no variables has any effect, which means that their mean differences, they're all the same. And the only standing effect is on day 3. And as you can see, the effect goes both ways. The desirability bias can either increase their trust or decrease their trust compared to baseline. And also means that there's no carryover effect, there's no residual effect because day 4 and 5 is essentially the same as the baseline. And the effect of forecast formats. I only find this effect on day 3. On day 3, the participants showed more trust on the probabilistic forecast than the deterministic ones. This is in line with the previous studies, and this effect is not shown on any other day. I hypothesize that it is because that on day 3 they have a desire to do something, so they have a motivational pressure to, let's say, take all the information into account. And on all the other days, they just don't care whatsoever, so they will express more trust on probabilistic information because they just don't care what will happen. And last but not least, the awareness of the bias. Around half of the subjects are aware of desirability bias. However, there's a little twist here. This question, have you noticed that desirability bias has affected your trust ratings during the test? It was shown after the debriefing. And during the briefing, I introduced the concept of desirability bias. So there might be some kind of hindsight bias. All right, that's now the takeaway. Yeah, we're not that rational when we are perceiving weather forecast. So the next time you dismiss weather forecast because it tells you something that you don't want to know, maybe think again. And thanks for the help of Dr. Susan Jocelyn and Tommy of the decision making and consulting. Thank you.
What time of year did you do this? Was it January when it could have been snowy out, or what?
Last spring.
Okay.
So spring 2016.
curious if there's a correlation to like disaster preparedness or sort of like extreme weather that you think might relate, because this is like a non-extreme circumstance, and if you think it can be correlated, like you can take that information and say, also in extreme weather that might be information.
I would say it's possible because there's one literature I read about. It says that people are more interested in probabilistic information if the say the event is of more importance, especially like natural disaster or kind of extreme stuff. And I would say that it will induce a very high motivational pressure. It might not be desirability bias, but motivational pressure that is in play here. Oh, and motivational pressure is some stuff that desirability bias will induce on the participants. Any more? Yeah.
How likely do you think the participants are lying about do they trust it or not? Because it might sound better if they trust it for this.
Interesting. We have multiple studies cast in the lab that we only look at trust, but they're examining different variables. So, but overall, the consistency or reliability of trust is pretty high. And also, this study actually have two other distraction sections where I just throw in random questions to just distract them from your hypothesis. More?